All right, so after the last video, we left off with the chart that was showing you the difference between compounds, mixtures, and elements. We're going to finish up section 1, learning targets 5 through 6, which is going to focus on mixtures and pure substances. So one of the last things we talked about was there was two types of mixtures, heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures are uneven distribution of substances. You can see the different parts. Some examples are sand and granite. So with these types of mixtures, you can physically look at it and see the different parts within these mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures are the components are evenly mixed and there is an even distribution of stuff. Okay, so what kind of things do we mix with an even distribution? And I'm going to let you think about that, and that will play into your video form for this presentation. All right, so solutions. When substances dissolve and form a homogeneous mixture, the mixture that forms is called a solution. So an example is windshield wiper fluid or tap water. Liquid solutions are easy to recognize because they do not separate into distinct layers over time, um, or they cannot be trapped by a filter, or they will not scatter light. Suspensions is a heterogeneous mixture that separates into layers over time. Okay, an example will be sand and water mixture. If you mix sand with water and you let it sit for a while, it will eventually separate. Suspensions will settle into layers over time on their own. A filter can also be used to separate the particles, and suspensions are typically cloudy since larger particles will scatter the light. The colloid contains some particles that are intermediate in size between the small particles in a solution and the larger particles in a suspension. So an example of a colloid is milk or fog. Like solutions, colloids do not separate into layers. You also cannot use a filter to separate the parts of a colloid. The scattering of light can be used to determine the difference between colloids and suspensions. And so that's going to be the end of section 1. Okay, again, another short presentation. Be sure you complete the video form and then you'll have your classifying matter assignment tomorrow. Thank you.